In that vein, then, and I know this is probably a difficult question to quantify because you're not then and you are now. How was the experience of putting these together, interacting with, probably a bunch of individuals who you had at least some kind of personal opinion of prior to, even if it was just fandom or if it's just by reputation, to now? How has all of that affected how you were a fan when you were growing up? I believe when you were 6 or 7, you were first introduced to the concept, and when you watched it on TV, and then you watched. I think you went to your first event in 1981, I believe,
Yeah.
in an interview you did. To now, where you've got a lot of world weariness, you've got your own career, you've grown up, and you've seen the business from a number of different positions. How is your fandom of wrestling now? Is it good? Is it strong? Is it tempered? Is it are you a bit melancholy about it? Are you whimsical about the past? I mean, how do you view your own fandom?
It's a different thing now. So if we're talking about the product yesterday and the product today, to be a fan of today's product, you have to be a fan of something different than you were in 1985,
100%, 100%.
and that's fine and valid. And but just as in anything else, in music, if you were a fan of the sounds of the summer of 1977, you're going to have to learn to have an appreciation for something very different if you're going to be a fan of the sounds of the summer of 2022. The same might be said of movies, the types of films being produced, the blockbuster today versus you can stream the relationship film today, but you can't go see them in the theaters. You're only going to get blockbusters in the movie theaters now. So, personally, since you asked me the question, what I was a fan of a long time ago, which was larger than life character. Well, what would hook a kid, right? A superhero, a larger than life character with superhuman or super evil abilities and perspectives, and that is challenged today because, first of all, not everybody has to be apparently entirely engaging to get on television for a major wrestling company. They don't have to be particularly interesting beyond being either a very athletic or a very jacked looking character. What they say is still written for them, as far as I know, so you don't have to be that creative or loquacious. So yeah, the things that I admired in Ric Flair when he came on television, or Superstar Billy Graham when he came on television, or Roddy Piper when he came on television, the last thing I cared about was what they went and did in the ring. The drama of what was happening in the ring was interesting. Is he going to get away? Is he going to get away one more time? That drama. But the rating of a move set or how brilliant the arm drag was that I just saw had nothing to do with what got me to want to buy a ticket or have a ticket bought for me when I was a kid. It was the drama of these larger than life characters and how the events would play out. So I would need to have an appreciation of something very different today. Do I look back at that stuff with nostalgia? I do, because I know it's gone forever. Nobody's ever going to believe. I mean, very few people believed in 1985, probably, but we allowed the suspension of disbelief in some kind of innocent way. Maybe the universe was tilted in a more into the shadows a little more, and we didn't know everything, so we were allowed to suspend some disbelief and have some fun with it, like when we go to the movies. But today we are reminded far too often that what we're watching is just someone playing a character.